Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing to the Fosters, Season 1, Episode 12, House and Home. And this was another great episode in my opinion. This episode was so intense. It was a really intense episode. I didn't know what was going to happen throughout most of it. From the time when Callie entered the girls' home, and, especially the ending, I had no idea what was going to happen. I didn't know if she was going to be taken away from it. I did not know what was going to happen. But I definitely enjoyed where this is going. I think it's going to be really, really cool to see. And I will say right now, even though I love Switch to Birth, The Fosters is 100% more interesting than Switch to Birth right now. Just because of the way the plot's going. It's so much more interesting, and I really do love that about the show. So, let's just get to this episode. Of course, at first one, I've got Callie, that's our main character. Let's just get to her. Callie in this episode, actually doesn't go to jail. She actually talks to her social worker. Her social worker is talking with her. He questions her why she's getting into trouble again when things are going well. And she tells him she just doesn't care what happens to her, and as long as her little brother stays with the Fosters. So she really does not care what happens to her, and it's really sad, actually, that she really does not care what happens to her. And, basically she goes to court. And it's definitely going to tell the judge while Callie progressed well in their home, they don't feel that they can have her back in their home at this time. So I like how they, were fair about it, but they don't want her back right now. They don't want her back, and, she really needs to learn a lesson, so I do like that. She arrives at this new group home ran by Rosie O'Donnell, who I actually really liked her character. Sometimes I don't like Rosie O'Donnell. Sometimes I can just find her a little bit annoying, sometimes, especially when she gets, too political and everything. I'm not big on, political stuff, but when she gets too political and things like that, sometimes she can annoy me. But I actually really liked her in this episode. I liked her character a lot. Rita shows Callie to her room. She's playing this girl named Rita, and Rita runs this, girl's home. She shows her to her room. Callie's surprised there are no bars or locks on the doors to keep the girls from running away. And Rita tells her that they trust the girls won't do anything to violate the group's home trust, and because it will go back to juvie if they do, Callie enters her first group session at the home. The girls introduce themselves one by one to Callie, and I really like finding out the story behind all of them. Most of them were drugs, prostitutes, and Callie just, stole a sandwich. I find that actually kind of funny. The whole reason Callie's there is not because of drugs or alcohol abuse or anything. She just stole a sandwich. I did find that kind of funny. So Rita informs Callie of their no tolerance policy for violence, and Callie has to introduce herself. So Callie prepares for her first night at the group home. She and her roommate get to know one another. They learn they have something in common. They both have brothers. And Rita stops by to check on Callie. Callie asks her what her job is. Rita says basically she's a referee for the girls' home, and Callie's roommate gives her advice on how to get the girls to agree to give her the privilege to see her little brother. I really like the girl she was roommates with. What I really liked about her character was that while everyone else was being kind of cold to her and not exactly nice to her, this girl was actually being really nice to her. I actually really liked that. I was waiting for someone to just, I'm like, come on, someone be nice to her. She hasn't done anything wrong. So Callie's roommate, gives her advice. I just read that. So yeah, that's what happens there. So I definitely really enjoyed that. So Callie walks in on the actually transvestite girl. There's this guy who is actually a girl. There's this girl who's actually a guy, but he kind of prefers to be a girl. And Callie ends up walking in on him, taping, basically trying to put a fake bra on, basically. And the girl freaks out, breaks the shower door. And Rita questions, and this is just when the episode got intense. I didn't know what was going to happen here. Also, before this, I forgot to say, Rita asks her what she wanted to be when she grew up, and the girl says she wants to be happy. And another girl asks Rita if she's ever had problems, and Rita says she used to smoke a little pot and try speed, and that she's even addicted to food. And one of the girls asks Callie what her addiction is. Callie says she really doesn't know yet, and that she feels like she has to say she's addicted to something so she can get privileges. They ask why she says because of her foster brother, and they ask if she wants her privileges so she can see him, and she tells them no, it's because she wants to see her little brother to explain why she left, and the girls agree to get her privileges, basically. So, basically, as I said, Callie walked in on the lesbian girl, and I don't know why it says lesbian girl, because it's a guy who's actually transvestite, so I don't know why it said lesbian girl. Both girls deny any fighting. Rita decides to make the two girls roommates, much to their dismay, and then we get to probably the most interesting scene of the episode. I didn't really know what was going to happen here. We see, basically, that Callie is also privileged, and she cannot visit with them today. And, Jude is really upset about this, that she lost her privileges. And, Rita invites Callie and her new roommate, Cole, down for snacks. Cole goes downstairs, leaving Rita alone with Callie. Rita tells Callie she's sorry that Callie couldn't see her brother. Then Callie spots Brandon outside, standing right across the street from the home. She runs outside, jumps the arms as Rita and the group homegirls look on from the porch, and they do not look happy at all. I do not know what's going to happen here. I don't know, it looks like they're actually going to, lose. Brandon cannot go a certain inches within Callie. I'm definitely interested in seeing where this is going to go. So speaking of Brandon, let's get to Brandon's storyline. Brandon admits to the whole family that the reason Callie ran away was because he kissed her. When Steph hears about this, she, is really upset with him. And this, I think, was probably the strongest part of the episode. Was the whole thing with Brandon's journey and everything that he's going through. He really is not thinking things very realistically. He's trying to have this whole, relationship basically go right, but it's obviously not going to go right for him. What ends up happening is that he admits them this, and, he's really upset about this, and Jesus and Mariana also find out about this, and they confront Brandon about kissing Callie. Mariana says he's going to tear the family apart, and Jesus tells Brandon that he agrees with Mariana, and he doesn't understand why he had to tell, and downstairs, Rita and stuff, they're discussing about it. When Jude appears, he feels guilty for not telling them about Callie and Brandon, and feels responsible for Callie running away, and they assure him that's not the case, and, so that's ends up happening, with Brandon, but there's more to this. Lena and Steph tell Brandon that Callie actually is not coming back home. They tell him that Callie is going to a high-risk group home. He is upset and he wants to see her, but of course Steph and Lena object. He tells them that he and Callie are in love and nothing will change that. And Brandon tries to talk to Jude, but of course Jude doesn't want to hear again what he has to say. So Brandon searches the internet to find the group home that Callie went to. And, I didn't really know why he did this. But again, we know why he did this, because at the end of the episode he goes to visit her. Also, he broke up with Talia in this episode. He said, I don't think we should be together anymore. And she says this because of Callie. And you know what? I actually am going to take Talia's side here. He needs to be more mature about things. He needs to be more realistic. And he needs to know that it will not work between the two of them. And I've said this over and over again to you guys. It's not going to work. They were almost going to be brother and sister. So obviously this relationship would not have worked out because that would have been his sister. It would have been creepy. That's simply why it would not have worked out. And I've talked about this a million times, and still no one listens to me, about this. So yeah, Jude comes to Mariana's room to ask if he can have Callie's pillow, because he can't really sleep. She asks Jude if he wants to sleep in Callie's bed tonight, and he does, making them both really happy. So I really enjoyed that scene. I thought that was definitely cute. Jude is in Mariana's room discussing his upcoming visit with Callie, and, he thought they were going to go visit Callie, but, Jude finds out they're not, so he's kind of really upset about that. And of course, as I said, Brandon was standing outside across the street from the home. He ran outside and jumps in the arms as Rita, and the group of girls look on from the porch. So, not knowing where the Brandon Callie thing's going to go, but it definitely is interesting, because I like how they're kind of expanding Brandon's storyline. Not only do we get Callie's point of view, we also got Brandon's point of view, and I really like that about this episode. We got both of their point of views, and when they said this was the most powerful episode of The Fosters yet, oh yeah, it definitely was. It really was a great episode. And let's finally get to Mariana. Mariana's plot, I actually really liked it. It's completely different from the rest of the show, so I really do like it. Mariana's recruited by this not really cute, it says cute here, but someone that she thinks is attractive, basically this guy named Chase, who, isn't he the guy from Teen Beach Movie? Like, he looks very similar to the guy from Teen Beach Movie. I don't know if it's him, but he looked very similar to that guy. His name is Chase. He's auditioning for a school play, and, this is when also Brandon Talia, he decides to break up with her. And Mariana shows up to audition for the school play. She's greeted by Zach, who's a designer for the play. He's unimpressed with Chase, unlike Mariana. He pairs Mariana and Chelsea work together to work on costumes. And Mariana and Chelsea argue over working with each other. Back at the house, Lena and Steph tell Brandon, I already talked about this. Where was I? Oh, also, I forgot the whole Jesus thing as well. I forgot Jesus' plot. Mike and Jesus are playing basketball, and while Steph asks Mariana about the school play at the group home, Jesus actually passes out during this, and it turns out he just has this really bad condition where he can't, really do anything. So he has to, instead of him, he can't really play basketball or anything, so he decides to sign up for wrestling, and this girl actually tackles him, and it actually leaves him pretty hurt. And it looks like next week this is going to actually get really bad. So I'm looking forward to seeing where the Jesus stuff went. I really like that plot, because I'm like, what happened to Jesus? And I didn't know what was happening, so we'll have to see. But as far as Mariana goes, what happens with Mariana is that they go to shop for costumes for the play, and Mariana's nervous that Chelsea was shoplift. But while Mariana's trying to address, Chelsea shares that she thinks that, they talk about Chase and everything, and it seems like she tries to become good friends with Mariana. When they leave the store, they're stopped by a security guard who wants them to check their bags. Chelsea looks nervous, and it turns out that Chelsea sneaked, the dress as something into Mariana's bag, and Mariana's now going to be blamed for this. So Mariana's really pissed about this at this point. She definitely is really upset, and I really, that was definitely a very big scene when she looks really upset, and she confronts Chelsea about the hat when Chase appears and spots the hat. He's unimpressed and says defines his character. He thanks Mariana for the hat, and he walks off. Chelsea smiles and tells Mariana that she can thank her later, So, and that's basically why she gave her the hat. At first it seemed like, oh, is this character going to be bitchy or whatever? But then I'm like, okay, now she wants to actually help her, and I enjoyed that about her character. I did like that. So yeah, overall I really liked this episode. I thought it was a really powerful episode. There were a lot of really great scenes in this episode. Let me know what you guys saw of this episode. A couple of questions I have for you guys. Where is this Callie and Brandon thing going to go? What is she going to get herself kicked out of this girl's home? I think that's probably what's going to happen. She's gotten herself kicked out, I think. I think now that she's left, she can't come back. I think that's what's probably going to happen. So now she's left, she can't come back. And, also, what's going to happen with Jesus? It seems like something really bad is going to happen to him. Mariana, do you think she's actually going to fall for this guy, Chase? Also, was that the guy from Teen Beach Movie, Garrett Clayton? That's his name. Garrett Clayton, who played Tanner. It looked exactly like him. I think that's it. Let me know what you guys saw of this episode. Also, I really like learning about each of the different girls. Also, let me know what you thought of Rosie O'Donnell. I thought she did a great job in the episode. I thought she definitely adds a lot to the show, in my opinion. That's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be my review of Teen Wolf. So see you then. Bye.